Okay, well, we have made it to the end of the debate, and now we are just going to conclude our thoughts for the con side of ghost blogging. And we just want to reiterate that ghost blogging can be an ethical practice as long as ethical practices are followed when using that as a form of communication. And so it relates back to the text from D'Estasio and Bortri, and this excerpt reads, public relation practitioners who are concerned that a disclosure statement would constrain readers' engagement with the blog should recognize that this reaction is motivated by an intention to deceive audiences into believing that the stated author is the real author, who is ethically questionable. Moreover, our results show that many readers expect ghost blogging and commenting on the stated author's blog anyway, at least in the context of CEOs and politicians' blogs. Consequently, a disclosure statement could actually increase a blog's credibility, particularly considering the scholarship that suggests most people who read corporate blogs do not trust them. Alternatives to disclosure statement would include having an organizational blog that is authentically authored by one or more employees who have time to draft the blog post, or an executive or politician could choose to participate in social media channels that require less time than blogs. So just to kind of summarize the point here is that we really want to push the point that we made earlier in our argument, to follow ethical practices, make sure we're disclosing who the author actually is and the content that's being written to avoid deception.
Aside from, politicians, the president, people that, need speechwriters, because they can't be expected to write their own speeches because of their positions. Another big point that we made in this, debate was that the general public use ghost blogging and ghost writing, but they're not communications professionals. So sometimes they don't do ghost blogging ethically, which is a main concern. And that's again where the medical journals and big pharma come into play. People, everyday people, and especially students, because we commonly cite medical journals in student research, and medical journals are taken and used for sources for other journals as well. That the fact that big pharma is writing those medical journals and putting people's names on as authors that didn't contribute or contributed very little because of who those authors are is a big problem. And you can say that communications professionals are going to be ethical, but that's not even half of the population. Very few people are, communications professionals. And so, I mean, that's ultimately our big thing, is that it shouldn't be ethical if not everyone is on the same page about it and things are being hidden from the public.
Yeah, and to just reinforce that, we as readers and anyone else who's out there as a reader, we all want to feel confident in the content that we read and that what we're reading is honest and transparent and open. And so, if the communicators are using a platform such as ghost blogging, then we just want to ensure that ethical practices are followed so that information that we're receiving is the utmost honesty that it is, and truthful and backed up and everything in that category. So thank you for following along with us, and we appreciate your attendance.